Hey fellow travelers, Mark here with Wolters World, and we're in Vienna, Austria. And today what we have for you are the 6 biggest costs you're going to have when you travel and some advice on how to control those costs. Because a lot of people ask me, Mark, how do you afford all these travels? I mean, do you have lots of money? No, I'm a university professor. We don't make that much money, okay? But what I do is I find deals and I know how and when to buy. So let's get started on these costs. Now, the first cost I want to look at are hotel costs. Now, when you're looking for hotels, you need to realize is some people like to stay far out of town to get that good deal. What they don't think is what's the transportation cost going to be to take a taxi out there or the subway or whatever, and how much time do you lose? So you kind of have to weigh the distance with the price. And what I prefer to do is I look for a place that's got a good location and I book early. Because the earlier you book, you can get a better deal on the hotels. And if you're going to stay more than like 4 or 5 nights in a place, sometimes you can get an apartment or you can get a deal with the hotel for staying longer. So maybe plan a Vienna as your base and stay here and then do day trips to Bratislava or going out to the Wienerwald, the Vienna forest and stuff like that, instead of hopping all around, okay? So book your hotels, one of the biggest costs, but book early and use a central location to kind of mitigate those costs. The second thing I want to talk about are flights. Now the flight is the one biggest thing you're going to pay because it might be $1,200, $1,400 to go to Europe or South America. And again, this is one of those things you need to book early. 6 months in advance, you're going to get your best prices. 6 weeks in advance, it's already going to be super expensive. So the big thing about saving money while traveling is booking ahead, getting things done early so you can get the best deals, and flights are no different. Now, one of the things that we do is we use cheaptickets.com and expedia.com, and we look at what their best prices are for flights. And then if it says, oh, United has a great flight, then we check United Airlines for their thing, and whoever has the lowest price, we book with them. Because you know what? It's going to be the same ticket, so why not get the best price? And another thing is, when you're buying tickets, you don't always have to go like fly into Rome, fly out of Rome. What you can do is fly into Paris, have your trip through Paris, or through France, through Germany, down through Italy, and then fly home from Rome. A lot of people think, well, that makes it more expensive. It might be a little bit more expensive, but taking the train all the way down to Rome and then coming back, that's much more expensive than an extra $100 for having one of these multi-city flights. So I really highly suggest when you do your trip, fly into Berlin, fly out of Vienna. Okay, that can save you a lot of money in terms of going back. So that's one of those things. So with flights, book early, like 3, 4, 5, 6 months in advance. 6 is better, okay, or further, and be flexible with the places you're going in and out of. That can save you a lot of money, which is what we do all the time. Okay, now the third cost we want to look at is food. And the thing is, when you go abroad, you want to enjoy the food. It's part of the culture. Guys, having sacratort here, or queso-crema, it's like a cheese bratwurst, or going to Italy and yes, having the pasta and pizza and the gelato, the ice cream, that's part of the experience that makes you love traveling. That's why I'm this big and not skinny like you people, because I love to experiment with the food. But the thing is, your food can really go through a lot of money really quickly. So ways to save money with food: 1, stay at a hotel that includes breakfast for free. Not every hotel does that, so stay at a place that gives you a free breakfast. 2nd, eat your big meal at lunchtime, because a lot of restaurants have deals at lunchtime. So you can get that $40 meal at dinner for $15 at lunchtime. So take the lunch menu. And then at dinner, why don't you go to the grocery store and pick up some food at the local store? Now you may say, well, I don't have anything to cook on. Get some bread and cheese, try some of the local things. Do that because you'll save a lot of money going to the store. And one of the best things about going to the store, you really see some of the cultural differences between where you're from and the other country. Going to China in the grocery store, we would go just to watch. It was just amazing to see how it works. My mom, when she travels the world, she says, I have to go to a grocery store to see the difference. So you get cheap food and you get a cultural experience. Hey, that's a great thing. So the 4th thing we want to look at are sites, going to museums. Like here in Schönbrunn, they had 3 different tours, priced 11 euros, 15 euros, or 20 euros. Now I looked at it and say, well, which one do I really want to do? Well, I took the middle one, the 15 euro one, because I felt that the 11 euro one was too short and the other one was like 4 hours long. That's too much. And when you go in to get sites, look at the price. So sometimes it depends on the site. Now some sites you can enjoy from the outside. The Eiffel Tower in Paris, the Colosseum in Rome. You can walk around them and get that same feeling. We picnic at the Eiffel Tower. We don't go up. Saves us all that money for me, my wife, my 2 kids. That's a lot of money to spend to go up the Eiffel Tower. But we get to have an Eiffel Tower experience by having a picnic. Oh, we save money there and enjoying that outdoor activity that's free instead of paying to go up. So make sure you look for free sites or things that you can enjoy without going in. That can make a big difference. Also, when you look at sites, only go to the sites you really want to. I mean, if you like, I like going to a folks museum, like looking at the costumes that they wore hundreds of years ago and the masks and stuff. For me, that's what I like. So I'll pay for money to see that. Okay, so pick the museums you really want to see and focus on those. The other ones, save your money for other things. The 5th thing are souvenirs. Now, everywhere you go, you want to get something, whether it's a little, candy or a snow globe or something like that. We like to have something little. But the problem is, if you buy 10 little things at $10 a pop, well, that's $100. And the thing is, in 6 months, you've already thrown them away, or they've gone into a box you'll never see again. So in spending $100 on 10 little things, why don't you spend $30 twice, so that's 60 bucks, saving 40, and get something you like. Like we collect paintings from local artists so we can hang in our house. And now those paintings will stay at our house forever, hanging on the walls, and we save money by not getting those little silly things, but getting bigger, nicer things that we're actually buy 2 nice things instead of 10 little stupid things. Okay, and that's one thing, one, save a lot of space in your luggage, but also save you a lot of money in the long run. And the 6th way you're really going to spend money when you travel is on transport. Whether it's on planes within Europe or the train, stuff like that, you really need to find what's the best deal for you. Because you know what, Eurorail, it's not going to be a good bet for you if you're going to be staying in Italy the whole time. Italian trains are very affordable, even I'd say cheap, and you can go around Italy really easily with them. So it's not worth it to get a $1,000 Eurorail card when you can spend get the same trips for 300 euros here, or like $400. So make sure you research where you're going to be traveling, how much is that going to cost, and make sure you buy the right thing for you. Sometimes that means if you're going to stay a long time in England or in Germany, you get the discount card. There's the Bahn card in Germany you can get, which gives you 25% off, 50% off travel. If you're a student, you can get discounts there, under 26. You find these ways to save some money on things, which again goes into doing your research. And that's the biggest thing about saving money while traveling and cutting your costs is do the research beforehand. Because if you get to a town and you don't have a place to stay, you're going in a taxi driving around finding something. There's money there. You finally find a place, it's going to be more than the best place you could have found earlier online. And all these things kind of add up over time. All right, so those are your 6 biggest costs when you travel, and I hope I helped you get some ideas of how to kind of cut down on some of those costs. If you want to learn more, 10 ways to save money while you travel, 10 ways to save money so you can travel, check us out on our website at woltersworld.com. We're also on Twitter and Facebook, and if you have any tips for us, please leave in the comment section below, because we really appreciate it, and so do our followers, with all the great advice we get from awesome travelers just like you. So tschüss, or auf Wiedersehen from Vienna, Austria, and the Schönbrunn Palace. Bye.